All right, buddy.
Well, mate.
Happy to be back.
Oh, mate, absolutely buzzing. It's obviously the first event since the coronavirus and COVID-19. It's been a little bit of a kind of safeguard to make sure we did it at the right time. We didn't want to do it too early, but we wanted to try and get the tour back up and running. Obviously, we've had one event that was out in Alcadesa.
That was great fun.
We were ready for our kind of 16 events and the schedule to hit full steam, and then obviously this happened, the pandemic, and everything was closed. So we've been very cautious, we've been very careful, and we've worked with the golf clubs to try and make sure everyone's safe. And obviously seeing the way it's acted on the larger scale, the PGA Tour and some of the other sports getting going, it's kind of, they've carried out everyone's trial and error.
Yeah.
So we now know where we are, how to social distance. We've got a couple of medical exemptions out there that are in buggies, and they've got the protective screens down.
I saw
So
that over there.
yeah, good mate, buzzing, absolutely buzzing to be back. It's
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we've got the prostate cancer stuff around here, which everyone knows is really close to your heart.
of course, yeah.
You know, and that's something I think you actively show us how passionate you are about that particular side of this. I think that's important that people understand. You know, we're here to play golf, but that is really what we're here to support. You know, tell us more about your feelings
I mean,
for that.
well, obviously, yeah, it's very close to me. My dad passed away 5-6 years ago now of prostate cancer. So we've done different days, and we've tried to come up with different ideas that have been more kind of singular events to raise money. But the tour, it's perfect because we're able to put on what we want, which is a professionally run tour for amateurs and pros. Which is the product, is what people are paying their money for, it's what people are experiencing, and it's what they're getting out of it. But it's so easy to run alongside with the charitable side. It's not everyone gets involved. There's some amazing prizes and raffles, and you know, to have raised over £10,000 now in pretty much a season and a half.
That's unreal.
Yeah, I mean, and that's by no means down to just us, the ambassadors. That's down to every single player that's
people,
put the money in the pot. And
right. People digging into their pockets, you know, when they turn up for these events and giving money. You know, it doesn't matter how much they give willingly and freely, which I think, you know, that is a reflection on what we've set up, or what you've set up here, and we're trying to help you run. You know, all in all, it's something that people look forward to, and I think you have got to take a lot of credit for what you've built up there, and running alongside an iconic brand like that really does help people focus. And you know, the notice that people walking around here, seeing the banners and seeing those two words, prostate cancer, that's so important.
I mean, that's what the tour's all about, really. It's giving people the platform to try and experience that event. That, you know, this tour setup being announced on the tee, having all the advertising boards, it will give people that taste of playing golf at that slightly higher level, which is this is the only sport in the world you can do it. You can't go and play in a stadium full of fans with linos and refs at football or rugby if you're not at that standard. But you can turn up with your handicap, whether you're a pro, whether you're off 2, whether you're off 24. You can come and get involved and experience the way we set the course up, we set the event up. It's brilliant. I'm excited to be back. And
Absolutely wonderful. Leading on from that, I think what people don't understand, you know, and certainly they just turn up and expect the course to be here, ready and functioning. What have you done?
So I mean, that's something that I've worked very closely with the courses on. That we're trying to make sure that it isn't just a novelty. It isn't just a charity day. This is an order of merit. It's a season-long event. There's you know, obviously over a dozen events that we carry out throughout the year, and we want to make it challenging, fair and fun. And that is difficult to do when you're talking about, you know, we've got Robin Orchinson playing this week, who's a member on the TP Tour, who's playing golf for a living. And then you've got people that are playing at 22, 24 handicaps. So I try and set the course up in a position primarily for fairness, but I like to challenge certain pin positions. I like to test the boundaries, and I like to try and, my main goal is to reduce that gap. I want someone of 24 or scratch to be able to compete and win. And to me, the way you do that is we add a bit of length to the course, we push the tees back, we put the pins in positions where you need to think about where you're hitting the ball. If you have shots to play with, it's obviously not as tough, but the pros that are out there, will be playing to the left-hand side of the green or the middle of the green. It won't be a straight shootout.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's testament to our leaderboards. We've had on many, if not nearly all of our events in the top 3, we've had the diversity of a 22 handicap and a pro.
Yeah.
And that to me is that's why we get people come back, and that's why, you know, we obviously monitor people's handicaps, and they'll do it at their clubs and with the EGU system as well. But it's very fair. It's a very fair test.
We've got there's some good control on it, and I don't think bandits can get away with too much banditry here. And I think the way you set things up levels everything out for everyone. I think what I would interject here and say is that Simon set the very first event up at Waldingham.
Yeah.
And it produced a very even spread throughout the field in terms of the winners, what you were saying. So
you came second, if I remember rightly. Yeah.
Yeah, I waited 5 hours to find out I came second.
Yeah.
But again, that doesn't matter. I was pleased to come second.
Yeah.
But that does reflect in the way that you set the course up. Then when we went back for the subsequent event, and you hadn't set anything up, I don't think many single figures were up the top
exactly
of the leaderboard, so it does make a difference.
We have to obviously always respect the clubs and the members of the clubs, and they might have other events going on. So I've worked in, I mean, we're very lucky with Farley, which is obviously today's venue, and it's the home of our tour. We're very lucky in the sense that I can work very closely with them, but there's a bit of give and take. They have their club champs next week. Yeah. So on the 9 that will be used for that, which is our back 9 today, which is the blue course, we've allowed on some of the par 3s, we've pushed those tees forward slightly to protect them. It's obviously a lot easier of par 4s and 5s where predominantly people will be using drivers and 3-woods. You can protect the ground a bit, but on the par 3s, the members that are the priority for the club, which I completely respect and appreciate, having been a member of courses my whole life, they have to protect that for them. They don't want divots taken out of where they're going to have the club champs. So it isn't, I don't get to just state this is what I want and it's done. It's definitely a compromise.
Absolutely.
And different courses will have different flexibility on that.
Exactly. You know, you engage with the guys at the course so that we don't upset the membership, and as you say, that is a very crucial thing to do. Especially with the way things have come back from lockdown, you know, and as we were talking to one of the guys here, you know, the uptake is quite phenomenal. So we have to be flexible, and you know, things will run smoothly. First event back, we've got 18 months experience behind us, which is great, and every event is evolving.
Yeah, I mean, it's so different from the first event, which was brilliant. You know, we were so excited to get out and get running, but in every walk of life, in any business, in any situation, you have to learn. But we didn't get everything right straight away, but we're very lucky that the continuity we have on tour, I mean, we've got 50 players in the field today, and 40 of them are repeat players, if not more. So yeah, very excited, very grateful to Farley, and just raring to get going.
I think all of this is helping building the brand, because you know, we've got now a really solid base on Instagram. You know, we've got over 1,000 followers, and that's growing, which is great for a tour which is specific to golf.
Yeah.
And now, tell me a bit about the YouTube side of things that you're starting to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people may well be watching this on YouTube. So we've always been on Instagram and tried to give players the, especially with social media these days. There's so many brilliant platforms where you can really get involved. I mean, when I grew up, it was a pin sheet on the members' notice board, so you could see how everyone got on, and you'd see the same names with 38 points. We've obviously moved on from there massively, and we want to take advantage of that. So, Instagram's been an amazing platform so far, but now we want to move on to YouTube, and we will, as hopefully this will be part of, it will be a highlight show.
Yeah.
So we'll have 20 to 30 minutes, which, you know, with yourself and Ryan and Leon and Kelly and all the ambassadors put together, we're in a position where we can take all of the footage that we obtain on the day. We have live scoring with Golf Game Books, so we know where the leaders are, we know who's doing what at what moment on the course, so who's more favourable to go and get the footage. And then we can condense that into a highlight show so that it's then posted on YouTube and everyone can see, obviously, the eventual winner, but a bit about the day, how it's run, the absolute huge variety in standards. You'll see pros, well, you'll see all types of golfers making birdies and hitting it very close, and you'll see the
that'll be massive.
The everyday shots that we all hit. So
that'll be massive. I mean, you know, if you think you're playing there and you're playing in a little bubble, you're playing in your four balls, you're not really seeing how everyone else
exactly.
against you is
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
And being able to reflect back on the event afterwards and have a little montage of everyone playing will be really good for the guys.
And seeing yourself as well. I think that's a big thing, that you can. This is what we're trying to create. We want to give people that, you know, we've all heard of the golf bug. We've all been victims of the golf bug, and this is just feeding that fuel of come out. Obviously, enjoy yourself on the day, but you can reflect on how it's gone. You can see what better than, you know, someone hitting it to 5 foot on a par 3 and making the birdie putt, and then being able to go back and watch that footage. How often do we play with friends?
We all sit there watching the pros.
Exactly.
You know, they're so lucky. You know, all their hole-in-ones are recorded, birdies, eagles, whatever. Even Justin Rose's shanks or whatever people do. But we can all see it and we all admit to it and we know we do it. So it's great. I think also now we're back here. We've got the hole-in-one prize coming back.
We have indeed. So Vestis Solutions, who obviously sponsor the tour and we're very grateful to have put a hole-in-one prize in place, which today is on the 12th hole, which is the third hole. Beautiful, probably the feature hole of the course, I'd say, which is downhill. It's 170 yards over water, 2-tier green. Cheeky pin position on that one, which is about 7 on from the front, but it all slopes towards the hole
and towards the water.
And that's a hole-in-one. So it's £3 to enter, which all monies go direct to Prostate Cancer UK, which has been a huge factor of how we've got over that £10,000 threshold.
Yeah.
That then, if you get a hole-in-one, you will receive a free trip to our partner in Spain, which is Alcadesa Links, which is where we went, which is obviously the race to Alcadesa, our Spanish venue where we were out in February last year. And that's flights, accommodation, transfers and golf included. So
it's absolutely super.
It's an awesome prize. We know that it's a hole-in-one. It's, you know, the odds are never in your favour on a hole-in-one, but it is in a position where it's possible and it's doable. So. And it's fun. It's fun and it's a great opportunity to raise more money for...
It's unique, you know, you don't get those kind of offerings at club level and stuff like that, so it's a unique feature of the tour. The chances of someone getting one is very high, but it's something else that brings in the money for prostate cancer, brings in the prestige for the tour, and it actively encourages these guys to come back, and I think it's another wonderful thing that we've put in place. And it will only keep the tour going from strength
absolutely,
to strength.
The hole-in-one will be running for as long as we are, because it's such an added extra to the tour that it is win-win for everyone, really. So
whilst we've been sitting here chatting away, we've had all the groups coming through for
the players are arriving, so it's
for our tour.
We're getting a real buzz,
and for the members.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all currently going off on the first over here, which is brilliant.
You can hear the strikes in the background.
Lovely shot. And so I think wrapping it up today, we've got a lot to look forward to. I think it's going to be a fantastic event. We've got probably the biggest field that we've had out of all the events that we've run.
Yeah, I think this is either the biggest or certainly within the most. Maybe one other that might have just picked it, but 50 players is an amazing amount.
50 players is really, really good. And again, you said the handicap spread is wide, scratch to in the 20s.
Again, and £150 first prize, along with free entry to other events in the tour, other prizes as well. We're very fortunate to be able to offer those prizes.
It's going to be difficult to pick a winner, but I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to say to Simon,
I've been able. I've played with a lot of the members of the tour over the last 2 or 3 months as we've eased out of lockdown, and obviously since Spain. I'm going to go with Luke Baker. He's just been cut down to 11, but I've played with him. He's taken a lot of money off me recently, and I'm going to go with 4 under par.
I think 40 points is going to be around about the winning score. I think there could be a few up there on that.
I haven't been able to win any money playing against him, so hopefully I can win some money by betting on him. Right, brilliant. James, thank you, mate.
Nice one, bud.